Okay, so again, comfortable position on your spine, supporting your knees with the bolster. Lie all the way back. Allow your toes to point out, heels to point in. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Drape your arms out by your sides, palms facing up. Fingertips curled slightly in. And then begin to relax through the face. Letting go of the jaw. Smoothing the forehead. And letting the eyes rest heavy in their sockets. And wherever you've landed today, just start to drop into your natural breathing pattern. In and out of your nose. Finding a greater sense of ease with each exhale. Melting deeper into the foam of your mat. Start to become acquainted with the sounds in the room, the temperature of the air, the feeling of your clothes on your skin. Using your senses to become more present, more aware of this moment. Feel your belly rise and fall. Your rib cage expands and contracts. Beginning to let go of the day. And really arrive here on your mat and in your body. Breathe here. And then use that same awareness and start to pay attention to your physical body. Moving through from head to toe, taking inventory of how you're feeling physically in this moment. Maybe you're experiencing some areas of tension or tightness. And maybe you're also experiencing some areas of ease. Send your breath to those areas of tension. And on the exhale, start to melt some of that away, letting it go. And then we'll bring our attention to our pelvic region, to our hips. And we'll just start to get curious about this area. Starting to inquire about how we are really feeling here, where we're holding that tension, what that tension might mean emotionally. Again, breathing and exhaling out some of that tension, some of that tightness. Making space for more of what you'd like to cultivate. And then we'll begin to bring our awareness now to our emotional bodies. And just like in the physical body, maybe you're holding some areas of emotional tension, of holding, of tightness. And maybe you're also experiencing those lighter emotions. Maybe gratitude, peace. And whatever you're feeling today emotionally in this moment, just honor that. Allow it to be there. All your emotions are there for a reason. And then just like in the physical body, on the exhale, can you start to lift some of that emotional tension, some of that heaviness, like a weight lifting up off your chest. And on the inhale, bring in some more of that light, some more of that ease, peace. Breathing deeply here. And then we'll bring to mind an intention. Something you might like to focus on for the rest of your practice. Something that can help ground you back to your breath, back to the present moment. If you feel your mind start to wander, as it probably will, just have that, know that you have that as your anchor. Breathe here. And then we'll begin to deepen through inhale and exhale as we start to bring our awareness back to our physical body. Slowly awakening. Bring some subtle movement into fingers and toes. And eventually into wrists and ankles. Rocking the head from side to side, massaging out the back of the skull. And then we'll pause. With as little movement as possible, can you remove the bolster from underneath your knees and return your legs back to your regular Shavasana position long on your mat. And then just bring your attention down to your lower body. Starting to notice the difference between being elevated and now being fully planted. How does it feel? And keeping those eyes closed, we'll bring the soles of the feet into the mat about hip-width distance apart. Stretch the arms out straight from your shoulders and slowly start to rock the knees from side to side. Maybe eventually bringing the knees all the way down to the right side and then all the way down to the left. Following your natural breathing pattern here. And the next time our knees come up to center, we'll pause. And as they travel over to the right side, our gaze can come over to left fingertips. Inhale, come up to center. And exhale, knees to left side, gaze to right fingertips. Inhaling center. And exhaling to the opposite side. And just do a few rounds here at your own pace. Starting to establish that mind-body-breath connection. Knowing that throughout the rest of our practice, each and every movement is connected to inhale or exhale. And then the next time our knees come over to the right, we'll pause. And then bring your gaze, if it isn't already, over to your left fingertips and just pause here for a moment. Maybe stacking your left knee on top of your right and bringing your right hand on top of your left knee. Coming into a little bit of a deeper twist here, but nothing too crazy. Breathing in and out of the low belly. And then we'll straighten through our arms again, bring our knees back up to center and send them over to the left side, readjusting as needed. Maybe bringing that left hand to the top of the right knee, taking our gaze over to right fingertips and breathing into our low belly. Inhale, come back up to center, tuck those knees into your chest, give yourself a big squeeze. And then exhale, let it go slightly, release some of that tension. Inhale, bring your forehead up to your knees, big squeeze. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come down and relax. Inhale, pull your forehead up to your knees, maybe grabbing onto the soles of your feet, squeezing it tight. And then exhale to release, everything comes down to the mat. Plant your feet about hip-width distance apart. Plant your hands plant your hands palms down beside your hips. Inhale to press your low back into the mat. And exhale to push the soles of your feet and lift your hips up into the air, coming into our bridge pose. Interlacing your fingers underneath your low back if you want a little bit more of a lift. Really press up with those thighs, feeling length across the front side of the body, across the hips. And then exhale to release those hands down. Bring the big toes to touch. And then allow the knees to open up to the side. Soles of the feet come together. Coming into a reclined butterfly here. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. And almost like, I don't know how to describe this. Push your arms in front of you so they're over top of your hips. Brace your core. Breathing in and out of your nose here. And exhale to release. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Inhale to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Look between your thighs. Breathing in and out of your nose here. And exhale to release your head, neck, and shoulders down to the mat. Bring your arms straight out in front of your body once again. Lift head, neck, and shoulders up. Fingertips point forward. And then we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come down. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Look between your thighs, between your knees. And then we're going to do a slight crunch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Head, neck, and shoulders come down. Plant your palms beside your hips. And then inhale to push the soles of your feet together and lift your hips up into the air. Breathing in and out of your nose here. Knees are wide. And then exhale to lower your hips back down to the ground. Bring your knees into your chest. And then exhale, push those knees away from you, split them at the bottom, and then bring them up towards your outer rib cage and back together. Making 2 big circles with each knee coming right into your hips. And then we'll switch directions here. Slowly awakening, speaking to different parts of our body. And then we'll pause at center, extend those legs up towards the ceiling, grab behind your thighs, and start to rock and roll along the length of your spine. Massaging out your entire back, avoiding the neck. And then when it's for you, cross your ankles and roll over onto hands and knees, coming into our tabletop position. We'll move through some rounds of cat and cow here. So inhaling to drop the belly and lift the chest. And exhaling to push through the palms, tuck the chin, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to round. And just move through a few rounds here at your own pace, using your breath as your guide. Maybe adding in some more organic movements, maybe some hip circles. Whatever feels good here. Listen to the intuition of your body. And after a few rounds of that, we'll return back to our regular tabletop position. Plant your hands about a hand up, so you're in an extended tabletop here. On the inhale, we're going to bring our hips slightly towards the ground, almost like we're coming into a cobra up dog, but not quite. And on the exhale, we'll send our hips back to our heels, coming into a half child's pose. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, send those hips back. Maybe on every inhale, our hips come closer to the ground. And on every exhale, our glutes come closer to our heels. And just move through a few rounds again here at your own pace. Getting as close or as far away from the mat as is comfortable for you here. Just warming up the body. Getting into those hips. And then we'll pause at center here, tuck the toes under, and then send the hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Keep the knees bent up first. Push through your palms and rest your belly on your thighs. Straighten through the arms, straighten the back, lengthen the spine. And then when you found that solid foundation, you can start to lengthen your heels towards the mat. And then just play around with bending into one heel, one knee, and bending into the other knee. Getting curious about the back sides of your legs, your calves. Are they tight? Are they loose? And then we'll return to center, come up high on the toes on the inhale, and then exhale to send your heels over to the right side, dropping your right hip down and taking a look under your left shoulder. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Deep breath in, come back to center, come up high on those toes, and then exhale the heels over to the left side, bend the knees, drop the left hip down, take a look under your right arm. Make sure to not overextend through the elbows here. And then inhale, we'll come back to center, look forward between the hands, hop or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up halfway. Step back into your plank. Drop your knees, send your toes long behind you, and exhale your chest all the way to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog, and exhale back into your down dog. Breathe here. Inhale, right leg rises. Bend into that right knee and start to make some nice big circles on that right side. Moving as slowly as you need to, opening up the hip as much as feels comfortable for you. And then switching directions. And then we'll pause with that leg overhead. Drop the heel towards the glute. Take a look under your right arm. And then straighten that leg, square the hip, look forward between your hands, and bring that right foot all the way through to the front of your mat. Come up high on your back toes, and inhale to lift your arms up into your crescent lunge. Drop deep into that left hip, push that left heel back. Breathing in and out of your nose here. Deep breath in, lengthen, and then exhale to draw your hands behind your low back, interlace those fingers. Inhale, push through your knuckles and lift your chest up towards the ceiling, coming into a slight back bend here. If it's for you, you can slightly bend the back knee and come a little bit deeper into your back bend. And then inhale, neutralize the spine, lift those arms back up, and exhale to lower the back knee all the way down to the ground. Deep breaths in and out of the nose. And on the exhale, we'll sweep our arms behind you, and as we do that, we'll straighten into the front leg, pointing those toes up towards the ceiling and leaning forward. Inhale, come up to your lunge. And exhale to straighten through that right leg, come forward, challenging your balance here. Inhale, lunge. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, straighten. And then we'll plant those hands on either side of your right leg. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale to fold forward, dropping your forehead towards your right knee. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. And then look forward to the front of your mat. Walk your hands up to the top, bend into that right knee. Bring both hands to the inside edge of your right foot. And then inhale, that right arm rises, gaze follows. Breathing in and out of your nose. If it's for you, you can start to bend into that left knee and reach behind you with your right arm, maybe grabbing onto that left ankle and opening up through the right side of your body. Continue to drop into that left hip here. Deep breath in, and then exhale to release that foot. Bring your hand back around to the front of your mat. Tuck your back toes under, and then lift up into a lunge and walk your hands all the way over to the long left edge of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale to fold forward. Melt the crown of your head towards the ground. And then maybe placing your hands on your ankles or coming out behind you, whatever feels good here. Lift your hips up high. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk your hands around to the front of your mat once again. Send your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Drop that knee beside the left. Take a look in front to the front of your mat. Hop or step to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back into your plank. Exhale into your version of chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. And then exhale back into your down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend into that knee, and start to make some big circles on the left side. And switching directions. And then we'll pause and drop that heel towards the left glute, taking a look under our left arm, opening up through that left side. And then square your hips, straighten that leg, look to the front of your mat, and step your left foot all the way through. Come up high on your right toes, and inhale your arms to rise, resting into our crescent lunge. Deep breaths in and out of the nose. Sinking deep into that right hip. Deep breath in and lengthen, and then exhale to draw your hands behind your low back, interlacing your fingers. Inhale to start to lift your chest up towards the ceiling, coming into a slight back bend here. Bend into that right knee if it's for you, and come deeper into that back bend. And then inhale to come back up to neutral. Sweep those arms up into the air. And on the exhale, lower your right knee all the way down to the mat. Inhale, sink forward. Hold here. And then on the exhale, we'll sweep our arms all the way back as we straighten through our left leg and point those toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come up to your lunge. And then exhale, sweep those arms back, lean forward. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Inhaling. And exhaling. Deep breath in. Exhaling back, hold here, and then place both those hands on either side of your left leg. Inhale to a halfway lift, and then exhale to fold forward, dropping your forehead towards your left knee. Bring your left hip back and your right hip forward. Walk your hands to the front of your mat, look forward, and start to bend into that left knee as you come back into your lunge. Sweep those arms up into the air, and then bring both hands to the inside edge of your left foot. Plant through your right palm and inhale your left arm all the way up into the air, sinking deep into that right hip. From here, you can start to bend into your right knee, pulling that heel up towards your glute and reach behind you with that left arm, maybe grabbing onto your right ankle. And wherever you're at, breathe. Deep breath in, and then exhale, release that foot. Bring your left hand all the way around to the front of your mat. Tuck those toes, lift up that back knee, and then walk your hands all the way over to the long right edge of your mat, coming into your wide leg forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then we're going to place our right hand at midline and inhale our left arm all the way up, gaze rising. Bring your left hip down and your right hip up, squaring those hips. Deep breath in, and then exhale, replace that hand on the mat and inhale, opposite arm rises. Bring both hands down to the mat. Pivot your toes towards the front of your mat. Walk your hands forward. Set your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Drop it down beside your right. Take a look forward to the front of your mat. Hop or step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back into your plank. Exhale to your version of chaturanga. And inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale back into your down dog. Pause here. Inhale, right leg rises. And exhale to bring that right knee behind your right wrist, right ankle behind left wrist. Sit up tall, coming into your half pigeon here. Take a look over your left shoulder. Make sure your left leg is coming directly out from your hip. And once we found our foundation, we can slowly start to melt forward over that right leg. Letting our forehead melt towards the mat, relaxing through our upper body. Finding a greater sense of ease with each exhale. On a breath in, we'll slowly start to push through our palms and make our way back up to sit tall. Tuck your back toes under if they aren't already. Pop that right knee up into your chest and send that leg up and back. Hold it in the air for a moment, maybe shaking out the leg, and then drop it down beside the left. Bring your attention down to your lower body and just take notice of how one side might feel different than the other side. Just being mindful. And then inhale, left leg rises. And exhale to drop that left knee behind the left wrist, left ankle behind right. Sit up tall. Take a look over your right shoulder. And then once you found that foundation, slowly start to melt forward over that left leg. Noticing how one side might be different than the other side. Noticing if you're holding any tension in your upper body, in your jaw, in your forehead. Just letting some of that go. On a breath in, we'll push ourselves all the way back up to sit tall. Tuck those back toes under if they aren't already. Pop the left knee up into your chest and send that leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog. Give that leg a little shake and then drop it down beside the right. Again, bringing your awareness down to your lower body, noticing how it feels different now. And then look forward between your hands, drop to your knees, and swing your legs out in front of you. Bring them straight on the mat, toes point up towards the ceiling. Shift so you can move some flesh from underneath your bum. And then inhale those arms up. And then exhale to fold forward over straight legs. Landing your hands wherever they will. And when you can't fold anymore with a straight spine, bow your forehead towards your knees and round into your back. Inhale to push yourself up to sit tall. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees come wide, coming into your butterfly pose. Inhale, straight spine. And then exhale to slowly start to melt your chest forward, keeping that straight back. Until you can't go any further, then start to melt and drop your forehead down towards your toes. Maybe reaching your arms out in front of you and letting your head hang heavy between your biceps. And then inhale to start to push yourself back up to seated again. Bring your hands on opposite sides of your knees. Pull them together. Grab behind your thighs. And slowly start to lower all the way back down to your spine. Pull your knees into your chest at the bottom. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then exhale to let your left leg go long. Inhale, pull that right knee in. Flex the foot. And then on an exhale, draw that knee all the way over to the left side. Right arm comes long from the shoulder. And then gaze is at the ceiling or right fingertips. Breathing into the low belly here. Inhale, make your way back up to center. Switch those legs out on the exhale. Inhale to pull that left knee in. And then exhale to draw it over to the right side, extending through your left arm and matching wherever your gaze was on the other side. Breathe here. Deep breath in. And then exhale, make your way back to center. Tuck those knees into your chest once again. And then extend your legs long towards the ceiling, maybe rolling through your ankles for a moment. Making sure we get going in both directions. And then we'll bend the knees, track them to our armpits, and come into our happy baby. Hands grab onto soles of the feet, ankles, or behind the thighs, whatever feels good for you here. And I encourage you to close your eyes. Starting to drop into that relaxation. And this will be our final posture before Shavasana. So I invite you to honor any other posture your body might be asking for in this moment. And then when you're ready, release those feet. Maybe shake out your legs a little bit. And today for Shavasana, I'm going to suggest we end in the same way we started, with that bolster supporting us underneath our knees and just laying back on our mat with our full spine planted. So our toes will be pointing out, heels will be pointing in. Our legs are elevated, and then we're planted at our hips, maybe pulling out some flesh from underneath to really feel grounded there. Feeling lifted in all the natural places in our spine. And then drawing our shoulders down and away from our ears as our arms drape out by our sides, palms face up, fingertips curl in. Close your eyes, relax your jaw. Smooth the forehead. Maybe letting a few exhales escape from your mouth. Letting go of any excess tension in the body. And preparing for the next few moments of uninterrupted relaxation. Knowing that here on your mat is the only place you need to be. You have everything you need with you. And breathing is the only thing you need to do. So allow your breath to be your guide deeper into your relaxation. And deeper into your internal world. Slowly start to deepen through your inhales and your exhales. Slowly bringing that awareness back to your physical body. Bring some subtle movement into the fingers and the toes. Maybe running the tongue along the tops of the teeth. Swallowing once or twice. And then begin to roll through your wrists and your ankles. And then when you're ready, make your way onto your favorite side, resting your head onto your upper arm and tucking your knees in towards your chest. Keeping your eyes closed here. Just taking a moment to reflect on your intention. And just to marinate in the stillness, in the peace of your Shavasana. When you're ready and with closed eyes, push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Hands can be up or down on the knees. Once you arrive, roll your shoulders up by your ears and all the way down your spine, opening up through your heart space. We'll take our 2 cleansing breaths together here. Deep breath in through the nose into the bottom of the belly, all the way up to the top of the rib cage. Hold there. And then exhale to sigh out of the mouth and release. Deep breath in through the nose into the bottom of the belly, all the way up to the top. Filling up your lungs to their greatest capacity and hold. Exhale to sigh out of the mouth and release, let it all go. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center, bow your chin to your chest. Taking a moment of gratitude here. Gratitude for having the opportunity to be able to practice yoga and to know that it isn't as accessible for everyone. And also being grateful for yourself for making time for some self-care. Knowing that if we want to care for others, if we want to see change in the world, it starts from within. Thank you all for practicing with me today. I wish you a wonderful rest of your evening. Namaste.